Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm at
and today we're going to be reviewing.
Agents of Shield.
Yeah, it's back by popular demand. Not mine, but by other people's. And this episode is called What If, based on, obviously, comic book fans will know the very popular Marvel series What If. Except this.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there's a Marvel series, isn't there, called What If, where
Well,
it was
yeah, but
like.
that's like DC have got their Elseworlds thing. It's not really based on like a what if thing. It's just an alternate reality, isn't it? It's a sci-fi thing.
Yeah, and they called the title of the episode What If, and it was massively popular. So, anyway, so this episode basically starts off, obviously, from last episode, they're in the framework. So, the protagonist of this episode is obviously.
Sky and the Simmons.
Yeah, I was going to say Chloe, but her name's Daisy, innit?
Oh, don't with the names.
So, yeah, she's got Ward together and she's heading to Hydra, and there was a nice a nice shot of Chloe Bennett when she was obviously getting ready to go out. Blah blah blah. One thing, you know what I'm talking about.
Such a perv.
Yeah, well, I'll come out and say it. I noticed that she looks very good with no makeup on.
Okay, but can you really tell when they don't have makeup on though? Because sometimes they don't have makeup thing
Yeah, because that's
and
what
they
I
still
was
have
debating.
makeup.
That's
Yeah.
what I was debating. I was looking at her and I was thinking, does she have makeup on, or is it one of them things where they just really just put like moisturiser? I don't know. Whatever, man.
You gotta
But
have makeup if you want to be on camera. But anyway, I mean, like,
yeah, but there was no lighting in the room.
of course there's lighting, it's television. I mean, the thing, the war. I don't know how to feel about the Ward thing because as someone he didn't watch the show hardcore in the first year like I did.
Yeah, me
Did you
too.
find it? Did you? You did not watch the show. As someone who didn't, did you find it as obvious as I did that Ward was going to be working for the other side?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Because you can remember in the first season there was a lot of and ahhing, but there was slight little hints there. The same hints I picked up in this episode, because as you know, Ward turned out to be a member of Hydra, a traitor, and in this.
I do know that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know whether you watched the first season or not.
Yeah,
So,
I watched the first season. You didn't watch the first season. I don't know what you're going at.
yeah. So you've got Daisy ends up going into the Hydra facility. Shield's pretty much defunct, so she's there. She's
Yeah, that was so heavy-handed, wasn't it? You know, when she gets in there and they just like beat up an Inhuman. It's like, yeah, these are the bad guys. We get it.
yeah. It's interesting what their beef with the Inhumans are, because you'd think they'd like that Hydra would be more interested in trying to harness that power as opposed to like beating it out of them.
Well, they are, but remember that they're Nazis.
Yeah.
That's kind of what oh, not Simmons, the other one, Fitz. That's what evil Fitz is doing, right? In that, you know, when Daisy's talk, he tells Daisy not to give him advice, wherever it is. They are they are Nazis, so they don't like anyone that doesn't fit into their mold, but they'll also use the experiments to get what they want, kind of, you know, Red Skull style.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's like why is Daisy the only one who knows what's popping and no one else does? I don't get why she just happens to be like.
Because they jumped into the framework, didn't they? Her and Simmons went in free choice. Everyone else was forced into it.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, you've got you got Fitz coming out of a grave, much like Harold.
Simmons.
Oh, whatever. Simmons coming out of like the ground. That was a really poor burial, you know what I mean? It's like, how long must she have been buried there? And she looks at her top, sees two burn marks, and thinks, "Oh, I've been murdered."
Sure. Well, she's in a
I'm pretty
mass
sure there
grave.
were no, but I'm pretty sure there was no bullet holes in her thing. They were just burn marks, so whatever. So she pops out, and then she goes off on her little adventure to,
Coulson.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
she hops in the car first, but yeah, that really comes to nothing, but eventually makes his way to Coulson, who is... What's he doing? Is he teaching kids to follow Hydra? I couldn't quite work out what he was teaching.
I think it's like is probably like a lot of propaganda going on in that time. So as a teacher, but obviously with Hydra leading everything, it's like one of them things. It's like history lesson. Hydra's the best, and that's kind of what's taught as well as anything else. I guess is just a teacher. But if anything brings up anything about the almighty Hydra, obviously he's got to set them straight. He's got to be like, nah, they're like the best people ever. I don't know what you've been hearing, but trust me, they're not Nazis. Well, kind of they're not Nazis anyway, because yeah, they follow their ideals, but really the kind of Nazis have been wiped out for like...
Yeah, but they're Marvel Nazis. It's Marvel's way of doing Nazis about doing Nazis. It's what they've always done. It's the... If you remember in the first Avenger, basically the idea is Johann Schmidt doesn't quite fit into Hitler's philosophy, so he launches his own version of the Nazis, basically.
So what other pivotal moments happened in the episode?
Well, so I think the big twist, that's not really a twist, but I think because it's fairly obvious, was Ward is working for the other side, right? So May is kind of leading Hydra, but we find out she isn't. Actually, the head of Hydra is the android lady.
Yeah, Aida.
Before. Yeah. Oh, she's some comic book character, and I can't remember who it is. Lady Hydra, Miss Hydra, something like that. So she's basically in charge, which... What I don't get is why is she in charge of Hydra? Why is Hydra such... Actually, to be fair, they brought it up in the episode, right? I think... I can't remember which one of them it was, whether it was Simmons or Sky, but they brought up that the professor guy, the guy who created Ratcliffe, wasn't a member of Hydra. So why is it so Hydra?
Well, really, it's kind of like, as I kind of mentioned, it's like what would happen, what happened if certain things kind of didn't happen in the other people's lives, and that kind of led most of the members to end up being a part of Hydra. Because someone didn't do something, that means Hydra is more prevalent, and because of that, obviously they fell into their roles there. So he probably is because if he's not about, you got to figure, well, he goes into the framework, what's he doing and where is he then? Because he is always in the framework for like days at a time and stuff like that. So if you got Aida leading Hydra, where is he?
Because he's in there permanently now, isn't it? 'Cause if I remember rightly, at the end of the last episode, she slit his wrist or something, right?
Yeah. So it's like, it's interesting that he didn't pop up.
Yeah. I mean, I guess from the way the episode ended, we're gonna be here for a while. I guess the idea is they've got to get the whole team back together, and they've got to wake them up. Coulson kind of woke up at the end, right? So I guess they've got to recruit each member. Obviously, Simmons is going to be the one to reawaken Fitz, and I guess Coulson's going to do the same for May. And then they've got to find their way out. I think she is Lady Hydra, if I remember rightly. So she's obviously the big bad. Mm-hmm. Now, I guess Ward can be trusted in this reality, but I don't know how that's going to work out.
Do you think that's going to be harder on Sky when she has to say goodbye, when she has to let go?
Probably, because it seems like this is Sky kind of getting what she wanted.
Having her cake and eating it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think it's like episode 16 now, so I think there's 22 episodes in the season, so there's 6 episodes left. So I mean, you've got to think, well, to get out, obviously they're going to have to confront Lady Hydra.
Yeah. So how quick is that going to happen?
I think they'll pretty much wrap that up in like 2 or 3 episodes, get into the real world and end it there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. unless there's anything else, there was a kind of goofy moment at the end where like he goes to his car and she's sitting in the car, and then he's like, she goes on at him, yentering up in his ear, and then it's like Daisy. So Coulson's like starting to remember kind of what's going down.
Yeah, that's what I
So
mean. So I guess that's going to be the next episode is grabbing the other two. Um, and the episode ended with a tribute to Bill Paxton as well.
oh yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
in the first season.
I'll clock that. Let's talk numbers.
Uh, 7.5 was pretty fun, I guess, but maybe I would have been into it more if I hadn't found it so obvious that Ward was going to flip.
7.
Okay.
It was okay. Nothing amazing happened. You know what I mean? It was just one of them episodes. But I think it's kind of, you got to look at it as a kind of mid season premiere. You know what I mean? This is the first kind of episode of the Agents of Hydra arc. So I mean, maybe I was expecting a little more. The whatchamacallit, the opening credits kind of thing where it's like Agents of Shield, then it tears off and it's like all green and Agents of Hydra. That's a nice touch. So yeah, that is our review of What If, the Agents of Shield episode. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
not to be confused with the comics, and we'll see you in the next episode.